In order to defeat the Nameless King, you'll first have to face off against the King of the Storm. For this, I recommend that you bring a weapon that does lightning damage or some sort of buff to buff your weapon and lightning damage, as the King of the Storm is susceptible and weak to lightning damage. Most of his flying attacks can easily be dodged by strafing and timing your rolls carefully. This boss's main weakness is his head, so you're going to want to wait until he lands and then sort of bait some of the attacks where his head is exposed, as you are going to be headhunting. It is for this reason that I recommend you bring a long weapon. In this case, I am using Lothric Knight's Ultra Greatsword, which is a long, hard-hitting Ultra Greatsword that is also imbued with lightning damage. The goal here is to break the King of Storm's posture and land that repulse for that high critical damage. Only then will you now get to face against the Nameless King. This is actually a double face boss, meaning that once you get the Nameless King to about half health, he will then buff and change his moveset and become way more aggressive and deal higher damage. The Nameless King is also resistant to lightning damage, so my Ultra Greatsword here was doing me no favors, which is why I recommend that you instead switch to a weapon that does fire damage or dark damage. Most of his attacks you're going to want to dodge to the left and just time them correctly. He does have a little bit of delayed attacks that can be a little troublesome. Like this one coming up right now, which actually does a lot in the first and second phase. Know that he actually has a lot of range, and so you're going to want to back up or at least dodge into him or to the left. You can also break his stance and come in for a high critical damage attack. He actually does have iframes when he's standing up, so any subsequent hit you're going to want to land might not do any damage. Depending on how much damage you do to him is when he switches to his second phase. I think because I reposted it, he switched right into it, as there's usually an animation that is very telling of when he's doing it. But you'll know because he starts doing way more dash attacks with more wind effects around his weapons and his attack. You're gonna still want to be dodging left or right. Try to stick close to him to do as much damage as possible. For this lightning attack, there is a bit of a delay, so know that once he pops a spear into the air, you don't have to dodge immediately, but can delay at least a second, I'd say, to dodge it correctly. Here he goes back into his poking attacks, which he does quite a lot, and all you really have to do for those is back up as much as possible or try and roll into them, which is a lot more riskier, which is something that you can take advantage of to stick close to him and really take advantage of his unorthodox movements. He does this stomp, which I rolled way too early, and you're gonna want to roll as soon as he stomps on the ground to dodge it correctly and effectively. You're gonna want to do the same when he launches the thunderbolt into the ground. Right there, I dodged way too late. Here I was running low on Estus, so I decided to pop an Ember, because if you guys don't know that, if you guys are unembered, popping an Ember mid-fight will regain your whole HP and extend it to full Embered status, rewarding you with a full heal and extended health bar. This next sequence of events, I'm trying to stick as close to him as possible because I'm trying to do as much damage to him in order to break his stance again, because the ultimate goal I was trying to go for here is to get another repost and another critical hit for high damage. Taking a look at how I dodge his attacks here, you can see that as long as I stick to the left and time all his attacks correctly, I can stick him pretty close in the pocket and deal lots of damage to his posture, which is what I'm ultimately trying to do so I could get the repost and the critical hit in. At this point of the fight, I'm super close to killing him, but I'm also very low on Estus, so I kind of do start playing a little desperate and get a little reckless. As you can see, I start to just sort of a little panic roll, which is important to remember not to panic roll. And here I was just getting a little bit too greedy. I mistimed the roll, but I was so close. I just was not about to give it up. So remember, guys, to stay patient no matter what, because patience is gonna be the key to victory. But that is gonna do it for this video, guys. So if you guys enjoyed what you guys watched, or if this video helped you in any way possible, in order for you to defeat this boss, please drop a like rating for me. I'll see you next one. Peace.